Hi and welcome to my channel RGB. My name's Kenneth. Today we are going to be making a prop for my Halloween lighting show. We're going to be making one of these little bats down here. We're using the 8mm ARGB style, bullet style pixels. We made the little bat down here. Unfortunately, I made him smaller with the idea of actually getting him to fit into shot, and kind of failed miserably. He's a bit small for what I'd usually use. I usually use quite bigger props, but I'm still going to make a couple of these little guys. I think they'll be quite good as silhouettes in the corner. Going to be starting out using the I've got a modified soldering gun. This is an 80-watt soldering gun, soldering iron, which has got a modified tip on it to actually puncture the holes in the coral. The coral is this stuff here. It's basically corrugated plastic. I use 3mm. It's actually white in colour normally, but I've stuck on the little bat here to try and get trace out and just a bit of an image on here. It's going to be very boring what I'm going to be doing. It's going to be very smoky, so I'll probably pause the recording, crack on with that, and bring you back once I've actually done all the holes. See you in a minute. Right, so we've made the holes now to actually fit the bullets through. I'm going to use just a marker pen in places where I pulled the paper off, so nobody will really see them quite fire up. It's going to be up on a second level. It's going to be dark, so yeah, you never really see these marks. Give that a little go. So, time to start fitting some of the bullet pixels. I'll bring you back once we're ready for that. Right, so I've now mounted the LEDs. I'm going to be cutting the excess off, so I'll be cutting them there. I can leave them plenty of wire both sides, because let's say I'll probably use these. Let's say I might have a model that might have more than 50, so I'll be using that. Using less than 50 is not a problem. What I'll be doing is I'll be terminating this off, and then using a connector, because I'll probably be ending up making 2 of these, and I'll use the same output, the same, so they'll be chained together. Got a helicopter flying overhead. Thank you, helicopter. So yeah, that's our little bat made now. I'll start making a control box for it. Start making a controller. We'll go from there. Bring you back in a minute. Right, so next we're going to work on the controller. I got these little project boxes. It's a bit not deep enough really for what I normally like, but they'll do the job quite nicely. They're not IP rated, but normally what I do is, if I can get it open, what I'll do is once I've got everything inside, I'll put a little bead of silicone around it and then close it down. And you don't have to open them unless you've actually got a problem, but if it's all set up correctly. I've got boxes that are similar that have been living outside for 2 or 3 years now and not had an issue. Again, I'm going to be using an ESP32. It just seems to be the one that I prefer. Running WLED, and then again we've got a little power supply. There we go, just over here. Nice new box, nice new bag that came in today. There we go. So my main power supply for my entire show is actually a 12 volt salvaged PSU for a server unit, and then all my LEDs actually run, all my RGB LEDs on 5 volt. So the ESP runs on 5 volt. The what I usually do is I'll use the same power supply for the ESP and the LEDs, and then sometimes I'll actually use extra buck regulators as power injection wherever needed. So yeah, let's crack on with this. So now that I've cleaned the table up a bit and finished getting these together, we'll start working on the rest of the project. So this is your data in, it's actually written on there. So this is one we're actually going to be connecting to the controller. So the idea is that I'm going to have one there and then one there. I'll be using hot glue to hold them in, or double-sided tape, one or the other, and then we'll go from there. I'll bring you back once we've got some progress. Right, so we now have to adjust the power supply. As I always recommend do this before you actually connect it to anything. In case you have, well, I mean the voltage coming out could be anything. So it's best to adjust it before you actually connect it to any device. That way you don't end up blowing anything up. I think that would be fun as well, but yeah, let's try not to. Oh, shorten it out, that'll be great. Okay. Let's see what our voltage coming out is. 9. There we go, that's close enough, isn't it? Ah, too far. And there we go, 5 volts on the dot. Continue. Bring you back in a minute. Right, so that's it, done. We've now got to plug it in, get the electrical cables all sorted out, ready to start testing it. Now on to WLED and start setting up. Right, so here's the final item. Apologies, I can't actually get it in shot, but hey, it is what it is. It's my setup as it is. So, still a little bit of tidying up to do on it, but hey, it looks really good, I think. Hopefully I should be able to get a shot of it properly outside in the dark. Once it's all set up inside X lights, we'll some point we'll go through a video of setting these kind of things up on X lights. Like I say, it has to be set up as a model. All the LEDs have to be mapped out so it knows where things are, and yeah, I think it'll be a good addition to the Halloween show. So let's turn this big light off so you can see it in the dark. It is quite bright, but probably wash the camera out a little bit. Hopefully it might actually figure it out and change its brightness. No. But yeah, thank you very much. Please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to leave us a comment, any recommendations or anything like that you can think of. Leave a like. Thank you very much. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Right, so here we have it, the final bat as it is. I ended up doing a couple of changes, modifications since the last time you saw it. As you can see, I've added the eyes in. They are RGB LEDs as well, but I've set them up in X lights as eyes. So yeah, it's quite good. Hopefully I'll be doing another one, and probably even a bigger one at some point. But yeah, this is the project as it is today. So thank you very much. Bye bye.